Boom. Welcome to the cold. It's 40 degrees out. Welcome to, oh my God, this is a jinx. It's over. We tried. All right, y'all. Welcome to the Void TV. It's your host, Jay Lennox. I got some special guests with me today.
Chris.
And we got,
Oscar.
why do people stay in relationships that are toxic? What's the reason behind that?
Because they're comfortable.
So it's a state of comfortability. And why is that?
I mean, it can be based off of their environment. You know, it could be the way that they were raised. You know, if they're raised in a toxic household, then they go and look for that even when they don't want to. It's natural to them. And it's like a whole, I need to break the cycle now or else I'm just going to keep doing it.
Right. So it's something that they get stuck in.
They get stuck and they're comfortable. Like I said, a lot of people, you know, we as humans, we don't like to leave our bubble without, you know, having some type of like confirmation that is safe.
Right. But when we're talking about true toxicity, it may come through like abuse, like people abuse each other and do really bad things to each other. So no matter how comfortable you are, isn't there a line that should be drawn and that should force you to want to step outside of a toxic relationship?
Well, I mean, that's based off of how badly that they want it.
Okay. And how about you? Why do you think it is that people stay in toxic relationships?
I agree with what she said. And I also think that stems from like childhood trauma. Sometimes, like some people they grow up with toxic parent relationships. Like their parents have a toxic relationship, and they grow up to think that that's normal, or they get accustomed to it because it's what they've seen and witnessed when they were children.
That's true. So people from their past just kind of follow the patterns that they've seen from their parents, and they kind of continue on with that tradition, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel like the toxicity like kind of like rubs off on them as a child.
So they're used to abuse and they're kind of used to bad things, so they just kind of continue on that way through their whole life.
Well,
it's pretty sad, right?
Yeah.
But why is it that people do that?
I guess they feel like that's what all they deserve, or like they don't think that they can get anything better.
True. I like that point.
Some people go through so much trauma that they think that there's no way out. I think
True.
It's much safer to just stay.
Anything final on toxic relationships and why people shouldn't be in them ever?
Societal norms. I mean, it's something that has been so normalized that like people say, oh, like it shouldn't be happening or this and that, but it's like it's been so normalized, and a lot of people actually like we see it on our cellular devices. Like you go through you go through a reel and you see like these two people are fighting, and then they say it's a joke, but is it really? And it's just your brain is feeding on that negative energy, so you end up staying. Like I know that from experience. I was raised with it too. Like it's societal norms.
That's true. And I've always heard people say things like, but I love him, and things like that. So what I start to think is there's a thought pattern in hopes for the future. Like, I think I could change this person, or maybe in the future. And maybe it's based on age too, because, as you're growing up, you're going to continue to make mistakes and learn. So I guess it's based on if you decide to stay in that relationship or not. That was some great answers. Okay, so how about this? How do you feel about cheating in a relationship? So when people cheat, does that taint the relationship forever? Is there any chances to regain trust and move on?
I feel like when people cheat, it's because they have some sort of insecurity, or they just don't care, which if you don't care, that means you do have an insecurity. I think that there is a chance, depending on if both parties are willing to work on it together, because not everything is going to be 50-50, but not everything is this person can do 100 and you do absolutely nothing. Like you're kind of not wasting time, but you're using the time that you could be like skydiving, for example, living your life. And you're using that time instead to go and destroy the amount of trust that this person had for you. And they probably didn't trust you 100%, and then you went to go and do that anyway. So it's kind of like, it's stupid. At the end of the day, it's stupid.
Agreed. But do you think there's any future for somebody, or do you think it ends right there when somebody cheats?
I think, like I said, it depends on if both parties are willing to make the effort to rebuild that trust.
So you do think there's some type of future, maybe,
Depending.
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 How about you? When somebody cheats, is it over, or is there room for growth and?
I feel like if it's like not a constant thing,
Mhm.
like it was like a one time affair, of like yeah, you can grow from it. But if it's like constant after like numerous chances, at
Numerous
some point,
chances?
yeah, like let's say like they make
I
up,
think that's crazy.
yeah. So that happens a lot sometimes.
Right, I guess you're right.
You take it
So,
back a
so to
couple
you,
times.
you do believe that if somebody does cheat in a relationship, there is a chance in the future if they work on it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, well, it depends on like the partner, how like vulnerable the partner is to whatever
Hmm.
the cheater is doing.
Right.
Like some cheaters are very manipulative, so
Hmm.
they can get them back easily. Some people
True.
fall for it.
So, my opinion on the matter is that I feel like if people cheat, to me, that's a line that once you cross it, there's no going back. I don't know why, but I just think that in life, there's no second chances with specific things. And to me, that's one of those specific things. I believe you can make mistakes and I can deal with a lot of things, but infidelity in a relationship is one of the worst lines that you can cross. And I truly believe that once you do it, the relationship is truly over because people hold, like they harbor things and they might think they got over it, but truly they never did. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like once you cross that line, that's bad. And what do you think about people who cheat back?
And it's like their way of getting back. Some people think,
But didn't you put yourself in that position because you thought you can like heal the relationship?
yeah, I guess for some people, I don't
Mm,
know. I mean, for
busted.
me,
How about you?
Cheating back is just revenge. I mean, you want to make that person feel like the way that they made you
I
feel,
want to make
but
them hurt like
exactly. But at the
Hmm?
end of the day,
it
like
just.
that person's not gonna
My
feel that
bad.
hurt because sorry,
I
that person's not gonna feel that same hurt because you don't know what was going through their mind. Me personally, if someone were to cheat on me, I'm done. I'm ending it. I don't have time for that. And if you have an insecurity you need to deal with, you go deal with that.
I thought earlier.
No, I said I never applied it to me specifically. I said in a general sense.
Hmm.
Don't you're
Oh,
not gonna
but
catch me
that's
lacking.
true. True. You did. So specifically for
For me,
you.
I'm done. I'm not doing it.
Mm,
Because if you can do it once, then you can do it again. Because if you did it once and it wasn't fulfilling because you came back to me, then you're gonna do it again to find some type of something to fill
hmm.
that missing piece. And clearly, I'm not the one to fill it, so I'm just gonna leave.
Got you. And okay, I guess this is a good segue into the final question. And I really appreciate your time because it's freezing cold
yeah,
and we're Floridians and we're out here dying. But my final question is, let's say relationship's over, that person becomes your ex. Is it ever okay to rekindle a flame from an old ex?
as long as it ended on good terms. Like if there's no cheating or nothing, like you just genuinely like fell out of each other's love,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys want to like just take a break, or the break ended up just being a breakup, and you guys stay friends, I feel like it would work.
How about you? You feel the rekindling
In
of
what
an
sense
old
do you
thing?
mean? In what sense do you mean rekindling that old flame? Are you saying they're both pursuing a relationship with each other again?
Right. You ever heard the song "All My Exes Live in Texas"? So I'm saying if it's somebody who you once were, and like he said, maybe it ended on not too bad of terms, and you still kind of have feelings for the person 2 years down the line, are you the type of person to try that again with somebody you've already been with, or no, no exes in Texas for you? Okay.
I made a promise to myself in seventh grade that I will never ever go back to any of my exes because we ended for a reason. So I'm not gonna. If we're friends again, possibly depending on how the relationship ended, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But what's
So is it yes or no?
it's a no.
It's a no for you. Got you. And what happened in seventh grade? I hear some trauma.
No trauma, just
Just joking.
no trauma. Definitely no trauma, no lore.
Right. But
No, but
she
no,
learned in
life
seventh grade.
happens.
Right.
Yeah.
True. And you learn. Because all it takes is an easy example. So how about you? No more exes?
No, 'cause I haven't
I feel like you were the really good guy in this
I haven't gone back to
interview.
mine.
You feel like very forgiving. I need my heart to be more like yours and be very forgiving and trustworthy. But like I said, I feel like in a relationship, trust is one of the most important things you can have.
Right.
And without that, you're kind of just doomed. You agree?
Pretty much.
Agree. And I appreciate you guys for your time tonight.
Of course.
Till the next time,
Till next time.
we out.